Okay, so now we switch. Of course, as you have seen, we try to use different devices. Of course, we have here the volunteers from Ledger to show you what to do, and now they will use a Ledger. We used before another kind of device. The idea of this format is to try to provide a very complete range of alternatives. So this conference will be held again next year, and hopefully also next year, and we will try to give the attendees a wide range of options. And right now we will use Electrum, I guess, as a software. Is it correct?
Yes.
Yeah, Electrum as a software, and a Trezor 2.
Trezor 1 and Trezor 2.
A Trezor 1 and a Trezor 2 as hardware devices. Presenting Stick.
Hello. So let me first start by showing you an article by Salim Rashid. He wrote a very good guide how to use Electrum with different hardware wallets, and he is describing various difficulties he had. I'm glad to say we resolved all the difficulties described in this blog post in the meantime, and I can say this experience is now very good. But anyway, if you want to learn a little bit more about multisig in Electrum, go to his blog at salimrashid.com. So let me first ask you, how many of you use Electrum? Okay, that's quite a lot. It's around 40% of the audience. And how many of you use Trezor? Oh, that's even better. I didn't expect that it will be more than half of people. And how many of you have used Electrum with Trezor? Keep your hands up. How many of you have used Electrum with Trezor and Multisig? Ah, there is just one hand. Cool. So hopefully this will be something new for you. So Electrum.
If you want to sit, you can.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Thanks. So Electrum is a Python Bitcoin client running on desktop. That means Windows, Mac, and Linux. And it has some advanced features like cone selection, multisig, and so on. And we don't want or didn't want to put these very advanced features into our web wallet. So when people had some demands for more experienced features, we usually told them, please use Electrum. We maintain our own plugin which communicates with this client, and we try to not break compatibility with this particular client, and even if we do, we try to fix it in a timely manner. So I will run the Electrum now. Okay. I will do the clean install. So if you run the Electrum, it will ask you which server to use. Let's select AutoConnect for now. It will pick up a random server from the pool. Let's just click Next. You can name the wallet, but once you are using hardware wallets, it's very easy to identify the wallet because you can identify by the hardware wallet. And now is the dialog where it gets interesting. So usually you would just press standard wallet and it would create a standard Electrum wallet. But here we want to use a multi-signature wallet. So we will click here, multi-signature. And now I have this dialog which is a way how to specify which multisig scheme do we want. Whether we want to have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on cosigners, and how many signatures we require. Most of the setups are 2 signatures required out of 3 or 3 out of 5. For this demo, let's use 2 out of 2. And on the next screen, we can select whether we want to create a new wallet that takes part or in a multisig, or use a hardware device. And this is what I'll be showing. So I select the last option, use a hardware device, and I connect the first Trezor. Let me... okay. Hello. So this is the first Trezor. I named it Trezor 1 because this is what it is. And I select use a hardware device. Now the Electrum will enumerate possible hardware devices. As you can see, there are 2 hardware devices named Trezor 1. That might be a little bit cryptical, but that means only that I have installed Trezor Bridge, so Electrum can communicate with Trezor via Bridge, or it can communicate directly via Web USB. It really doesn't matter what you choose, both of the ways should work. So I will just go and select Trezor 1 Bridge option. Now the Trezor has asked me for a pin, so it's showing this pin matrix. I will enter the pin, which is very weak for the demo purposes. It's for ones. Wow. Let me try that again. That's a demo effect. So let's start Electrum again. So it's default wallet, multi-signature, 2 of 2, multi-sig scheme. Let's use a hardware device. Let's use Trezor 1. Let's enter the pin. Okay. So what happened now is that Electrum established the connection with the hardware device, and now we can select which which multisig we want to use, legacy, P2SH SegWit, or the native SegWit multisig. Usually you just want to stick with the default, so let's just go to native SegWit multisig. I will not go into too much details, but that's currently the best option because it produces the smallest transaction, and it's best for saving space in blockchain. Here down you can override the suggested derivation path. That's something you usually don't want to do. It might be interesting if you have some complex setup inside of your company, but in most of the cases, you just press next on this screen. And what happens now is Electrum connects to the Trezor and derives a master public key. This is something you can share with other co-signers, or in my case, I can just skip that because the other co-signer is also me, and I don't have to share it. And now I am adding another co-signer, which will be again a hardware device. So I connect another Trezor. Okay. This Trezor is also pin protected, so it shows the pin screen on the display, and I enter the pin directly on the screen. So let's co-sign with a hardware device. As you can see, now there are 4 options, 2 for the old Trezor, 2 for the new Trezor. So let's just select Trezor Model T via bridge. And Now, again, the same screen, we can just accept the default options. I'll press next. Now I can password protect the wallet, but actually there is nothing there to protect except for the transaction history because all the keys are stored in these hardware devices. So I just press next because I don't want to protect this history. And now, yeah, that's a notifier. There is a newer version of the Electrum. And now I can see the transaction history of the joint multisig wallet. As you can see, I did some transactions today. And now if I go to the receive tab, there is a receiving address which starts with BC1, and that's the new native SegWit multisig address. It's a little bit longer than the standard BC1 addresses, just exactly because that's multisig. And here you can see there are two eyes, and this is the feature we call internally the eye. And what happens is if you click on this device, the multisig scheme is being transferred from the software client to Trezor. Trezor will analyze it and basically finds out whether this particular device is involved in this multisig scheme, and only if it does, it will show the address on the screen. If the Trezor will find out it's not in any way connected to the particular multisig scheme, it will show an error. And this is something that, as far as I know, no other hardware wallet does. So you can directly from Electrum, you can check whether both of these devices are really involved. So let's press the first eye. And this Trezor has shown me this. So it's showing multisig 2 of 2. I can see there is this address. I can even show the QR code if I want. But let's just accept that. If there was an error, Trezor would send a message to Electrum, sorry, I don't participate in this multisig. So that's how would you know. Now, if I press the other eye, the same will happen for the other device. I need to enter the PIN once again. Okay. And let me show you again. Now, the older Trezor 1 device is showing basically the same thing. Here's the multisig 2 of 2, and here's the address. And indeed, I am participating in it. As you can see, Trezor also can detect what's the multisig scheme. So both devices said that's a multisig 2 of 2, so I know there is no other party involved in that particular multisig scheme. Okay. So let's confirm that everything went well. So let me show you the sending. Let's come up with some address. We have a Trezor beer fund. We are from the Czech Republic. We love beers. So if there are people very satisfied with our customer support, we just tell them, hey, if you like that, just buy some beers. So customer support will have a good time. So let me copy this address. Let's send them everything I have in this wallet. I can select the fee. That's not really specific to Trezor, but rather to Electrum. And now I press send. Yes, I want to proceed. And now what happens is I can see the transaction on the first device, confirm sending blah blah bitcoins to this beer fund address. Yes, I want to confirm. Now it's asking again the same stuff, but with the fee included. That doesn't really differ from a normal transaction. So let's confirm that on one device. And now the other device has been triggered, and it's asking essentially the same thing. Confirm sending 4033 Satoshi to this address. Yes, let's confirm that. And again, the total amount is that. It's including fee. Let's hold to confirm. And as you can see now in the Electrum, the transaction has been successfully signed by these two hardware devices. There was no time, a point at time where any of the hardware of the private keys were exposed to this laptop, and the transaction was successfully co-signed and broadcasted to the network. It's unconfirmed now. What you can do with Electrum is also use it with the Tor network. So if you run a Tor locally, you can just go to Tools, Network, and set proxy more or less the same way you've seen in the previous demo. So you just use proxy, and the default settings are already set for the port 9050, which is the default Tor port. So you can achieve even better privacy if you are accessing Electrum servers via Tor. And I think that's more or less it. Yeah, here in the bottom right corner, there are two Trezor logos with the green circles. That's just an indication that currently the Electrum client is connected to the two devices and they are online at the moment. So I think that's it, and if you have any questions, I'm glad to answer them.
Yeah, if you have questions, guys, come on up to the microphone right there on the side.
So I have a question. Is it possible to do it without being in the same room? So this is a case for maybe a couple want to pay something, and
Yeah.
if I'm a company and I'm in Tokyo and in the US maybe, and I want to send those funds.
Yes, it is possible. There was one step at the beginning I deliberately skipped, and it was basically showing me the XPub of the first Trezor, and this is something I can share with the other party, and they will establish a multisig wallet, but instead of the first device, they will just use the XPub provided, and they will see the transaction history as if my device was there, but in reality, there would be just the public part of the keys present at this client. But anything else, like seeing transactions history and signing transaction would work as designed.
So,
Yeah.
so sending would be possible with a XPub?
No, you would need to sign the transaction in one client,
Yeah.
then get it to the other party. That's something I'm not sure if Electrum does automatically. Does anybody know how it? Yeah, so it's able to do it automatically. Mm-hmm.
So I have to implement the XPub on the other party. People are from Tokyo want to send, and people in US have to insert the XPub.
Yes.
And if the party in Tokyo want to send something, the US company get this information that someone want to send from this wallet?
That's how I understand it, but I have never tried it.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
But
Yeah.
but the high level idea is you need to have the public keys of the other party so you can see the transaction history and create like a semi-signed transaction. But then this semi-signed transaction has to travel all the parties that needs to
Yes.
be co-signed, and they will add the signature until the threshold has been met.
But this is also possible with Electrum.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, if we don't have other questions, thank you very much, Stig. Again.